why in that strength routine do we recommend hex bar deadlifts? Other people did science, not me. Hey, what's up, triathletes? We are about to get down, dirty, busy, and we're gonna lift some heavy weight with the hex bar this morning. If you've been around for about 6 weeks, you know that we created an off-season strength training routine that you can download at triathlontaren.com/strength routine. You don't need to go there just yet. We'll list that at the end of the video as well, but there are a lot of questions about why some of those movements are the way that they are, and we're gonna talk about all of the thought process and the science that went into developing that routine. Other people did science, not me. So you can actually predict the finishing time of a 40-yard dash down to about 99.7% accuracy if you know an athlete's strength to weight ratio. If you're more powerful at the same weight, every single leg stride is going to be able to push you further. And if your body is more used to pushing really big, heavy weights, it's going to be used to recruiting a ton more muscle fibers that you don't use under light loads like every single running stride. And because you have access to more muscle groups, you're going to be able to last longer, stay more upright, continue to push longer into the race. You're going to be able to reduce injury, train more, all good things. Okay, now why in that strength routine do we recommend hex bar deadlifts? Hex bar specifically deadlifts? Well, there's a few reasons. The first one is that the hex bar, it places the load on the sides of your body a lot more than a deadlift bar, just a standard Olympic lifting bar that's out in front of you, which places a lot of the load on the lower back, which isn't safe for a lot of runners specifically who are compressing their lower back, and triathletes who are often office workers who have unstable glute muscles and a weak lower back. Now, secondly, probably more important than the first reason, is that the hex bar deadlift allows you to really easily and safely drop the weight after you lift it off the ground. And this is critical to building a good strength to weight ratio. The concentric movement, that's the up, the push, that's what builds neuromuscular power. It builds that chain of getting your body firing in a specific motion pattern. The eccentric of a movement, the lowering of a weight, is what causes the muscle tearing, and that muscle tearing is what causes the muscles to rebuild. So they tear, they take a bunch of protein and amino acids, they rebuild to fill all of those little micro tears, so you end up building muscle, which isn't what we want as endurance athletes. So we want to be able to do a movement where we can just lift the weight and not have to let it back down. So that's why we aren't doing things like squats or leg presses or leg extensions, because it forces you to have to do both, in which case, as powerful as you're becoming, you might also be becoming a little bit heavier, ruining your strength to weight ratio. The last thing that we've been getting asked a lot is, do you change the routine? Well, no, the routine that we've got is basically the same routine throughout the entire 3-month period. And the reason that we don't change it and add in things like squats, leg extensions, leg presses, similar big heavy movements, and we just stick to this hex bar deadlift, is because A, we're changing up the routine by changing the reps, changing the rest, changing the weight. We're progressing through it, so we are giving our body new stimuli to adapt to, so we are constantly making progression throughout that 3-month routine. And then the second reason that we're not changing is that the hex bar deadlift itself is the #1 most best, awesomest bang for your buck as far as time that you put in to doing hex bar deadlifts, is the most beneficial as far as the result that you get in speed afterwards. So if it's the best, why change? So it's not too late to start an off-season strength routine. It's only about 3 months long is the program that we've built. You can go and get it at triathlontaren.com/strength routine. And if you start it now, you're still going to finish it a fair ways away from race season. And the next video, what I'm going to talk about in relation to this program is why we pair this heavy deadlift with something that is completely light, just body weight exercise, plyometrics, to create maximum amount of power in minimal amount of time, and it's going to help you immensely on cycling and running. So if you aren't yet subscribed, make sure you do so you don't miss that video. And if you are subscribed, let's hit me up in the comments below with yes or no. Do you do strength training at all now that you're into triathlons? I'm interested in hearing about it because I was heavy into strength training as a young lad, and then I got into triathlon, went totally away from it. Now, I am so far into it during the off season, it's crazy. It's crazy, and I want to know where you're at. Later, Trainiacs, let's do this.